Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
It's Kool-Aid, a nigga done sip the Kool-Aid. Hella fraud, single barrel and crusade. Got the coke going up on a Tuesday. Roast the false prophet like a gourmet souffle. Cause me no souffle, spirit guy like I.S.U.P.K. Nigga might run up in that black face like Gucci. Boycott a cracker, kill your favorite rapper. Cause I run with G's like a Green Bay Packer. I chop a Christian like a new machete. When you religionist, they look at you like R. Kelly. Still these women wanna do me like I'm Akinelli. West Coast sisters love me like a Machiavelli. Make these crackers lick the dust off my boots. We want no cowards in our camp that we ain't taking recruits. My crew the livest, y'all suckers is the jobbers. Niggas run their lips but they dance, y'all wouldn't try us. Nah, I ain't the same cat who used to break laws. They just rather see me as the same cause. Some rather remain lost. My brain washed with these stained thoughts. I be repping for my niggas riding for the same boss. Cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Man, somebody, bitch.
Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
All right, with that, this is I.S.U.P.K. San Antonio under Commander General Johanna. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Hall of New York, 1969. You know, and today is Brotherhood class. And Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Barakatham to all the brothers, and Yahweh Shemar Lathan Bashim Yahweh to all the sisters. And today's Brotherhood today's Brotherhood class is going to be about the Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom being oppressed together. Because as we go through this last and final slavery that we've been going through upon underneath the so-called Edomites, right? Underneath the Edomites, we always have a separation between the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom. That's our Black brothers and our Hispanic brothers and sisters, and we always have a separation, but really there is no separation. The only thing that separates us is our oppression. One oppressor speaks English, one oppressor speaks Spanish. That's it. That's the only thing that separates us from one kingdom to the next. And what we have to do as a people, we have to come together, and we have to, so we can override our oppressors. We can overrun our oppressors. We can rule over our oppressors. And we do that by keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. You know, and excuse me. And we do that by keeping the law, statutes, and the law, statutes, and commandments of our Heavenly Father. But first, we have to show you how we were oppressed together, how it's no different from one oppression to the next. One gave us Catholicism and one gave us Christianity. And then they both gave us the sword. You know, they both gave us the sword if we didn't take it, and we was defiant. We was defiant about that. Our Northern Kingdom brothers was defiant, and our Southern Kingdom brothers was defiant. We both was defiant about that. We were defiant about that, just like we're defiant today about taking our precious culture. Even though it don't look like it, we are still defiant on taking our precious culture. And where I grow up where I'm at in San Antonio, we don't have no difference between blacks and Hispanics. We're all in the same ghettos and the same barrios. We live together. We are oppressed together. You know, we don't have anything in both of our neighborhoods. If they're separated, we still got the Moab feeding us the rat, and we still have we still have Moab and Ammon at the hair salons. I mean, at the hair stores and at the nail salons. You know what I mean? We still got the Arabs running our corner stores and our chicken spots. It's all the same. We might get a little bit of a businesses to run, but we're still oppressed in our neighborhoods, and we still don't have that economic system in our own neighborhoods that we have. So let me go ahead and jump right in it. So first, I'm gonna give you Amos 3:1. It says, it says, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel. See, that's all 12 tribes. Children of Israel, the Lord spoke against us as all 12 tribes, not just Southern Kingdom or not just Northern Kingdom. It's all 12 tribes, all of us. He says, hear this word. He says, here's this word that the Lord has spoken against you, children of Israel, against the whole family, against all 12 tribes, against the whole family, which I brought up from out the land of Egypt. So he brought us out the land of Egypt, all 12 tribes. That's all 12 tribes, all 12 tribes, all 12 sons of Jacob and his descendants. He brought us out the land of Egypt. And he said, saying this, you only have I known, you only Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans has he known from all the families of the earth. That's all the families of the earth. That's out of Edom, out of Moab, out of Ammon, out of Elam, out of Ishmaelites, out of those Hamites, all the families of the earth. Only you known, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, O Israel, all families of the earth. He said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. See, because one thing we have to understand is that we have that on the earth, we might all come from Adam and Noah and one of his three sons, right? But we all are different. You know, we don't see lions and tigers hanging together. We don't see cheetahs and lions hanging together. You know, we don't see bears and we don't see bears and wolves hanging together, even though they're both canines. We don't see that. So why should Black Hispanic and Native Americans hang with Ammonite? Or why should we hang with Edomites? We shouldn't. That's the whole thing about that's the whole thing about different families of the earth. See, everybody hangs with their own family, and pretty soon we're gonna go back to that. And I.S.U.P.K, we went back to that already. I don't hang out with nobody outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, and you can best believe that. You know, all my brothers, we are together, and we understand one thing, that we have to gather ourselves together. That's one thing that we do understand here in I.S.U.P.K. And everywhere I go, all I see is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the same ghettos, barrios of America too. That's all I see. That's all I hear. That's all I'm around. I don't see everybody else in the ghettos with us. So it says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you. He said, there you go. He will punish you, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Not everybody. Everybody doesn't get punishment of the Most High. Everybody doesn't get the judgments of the Most High. Everybody doesn't get that. The only ones that get that are the Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. That's why we get murdered down in the streets. That's why we get murdered down in the streets. That's why everywhere we go, when we get pulled over, we're nervous. Oh, because this could be our last traffic stop. This could be a last traffic stop by just running a red light or running this or speeding. That could be your last traffic stop. Excuse me, man. And it said, therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities, for all your sins, because everybody didn't get the law, statutes, and commandments in the wilderness. Everybody was not in the wilderness with Moses when he came from Mount Sinai and gave everybody those laws, statutes, and commandments. Everybody wasn't out there. Everybody didn't. I'm gonna go back up. because it says, hear this word that I have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, everybody, all 12 tribes, which I have brought up out of the land of Egypt. Everybody didn't come out the land of Egypt with us. Only one that came out the land of Egypt with us was you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The 12 tribes of Israel was the only ones that came out of Egypt. Everybody didn't come out of Egypt. The Most High didn't kill those Egyptians for everybody's sake. He killed those Egyptians for the Hebrews' sake, for the Israelites' sake, right? For the descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and one of those Abraham, Isaac, Israel, and one of those 12 sons. That's who he killed those Egyptians for. He didn't kill those Egyptians for everybody. This Bible's not for everybody. You know, and some people say they hate to say it. I love to say it. I love to say that this Bible's not for everybody. This word of Israel is not for everybody. If you're trying to find everybody in this, you ain't gonna find it, man. The only thing you're gonna find is Israel. That's all you're gonna find is Israel, because Israel was a man, and Israel had 12 sons, and those sons have children. So those descendants are still here on the earth, man. What tribe you come from? What son do you come from? That's my question. I don't have a question, you know, because all my brothers, we know what tribes we come from. We know our identity. We know who we come from. And I'm going to read it some more. It says, which I brought from the land of Egypt. So he brought all 12 tribes out the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known. So you only have I known, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, of all the families of the earth. So all the families, different families of the earth, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, y'all are one family. Y'all are one. We are one together. We are one. Hold on. And we are one under the Lord God. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to give you Matthew 12, or not Matthew, Mark 12. Mark 12 and 29. Mark 12, and this is Mark 12 and 29. And it said, and Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel. Not everybody. Hear, O Israel. Israel. Those 12 tribes that came out the land of Egypt, it says, hear, O Israel. The Lord God is one Lord. You have one God, Israel. You're the first on the planet to have one God. You're the first on the planet that have, you're the first people on the planet that did not worship false idols. You have one God to worship, the one living true power of Israel. You had that. You have that still. Even though the Lord took his name away from you, he brought you back. And he's bringing us back right now as we speak. And we don't have to do anything but keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and he does the rest for us. We have the easiest. We have the one God that does everything for us, and all we have to do is listen. All you have to do is listen, Israel, and then the Most High works with you. That's all we have to do is listen. It's not hard. I'm gonna get some more of that for you. Now I'm gonna show you Jeremiah 50 and 33. Because it actually tells us that we're oppressed together, because the Most High knew that we were going to be at each other's necks here in Babylon the Great. So he gave us lessons and things to do, and things to understand. And things to understand about our oppression. He gave us understanding, because he knew that we were going to be at each other's necks over skin color, over, you speak this slave language, you speak this slave language. That don't matter. That don't matter what slave language that we speak, because we were all came under an oppressor by force. We all came under an oppressor by force. So here we go. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah. See, that's the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. So the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. See, we're oppressed together here in the hills of North America. We're oppressed here in the hills of Chicago. We're oppressed here in the hills of New York, in the hills of San Antonio, in the hills of Houston, in the hills of LA, in the hills of Atlanta, Florida. All around the world, we're oppressed together. What about the brothers and sisters trying to escape over there from Mexico and to the across the border, and then they get to the border, and the oppressor stops them at the border and separates their mother from the mother from the father, and the kids from the parents, and now we got damn near 2,000 kids missing at the border. Parents looking for their kids looking for their parents. That's a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame that even when they're trying to come to America and when they're trying to come to America and have a better life for their family, man, and live a better life for their family, and just go work for the white man, right? Oh, go work for the oppressor. This devil has the nerve to stop them at the border and separate them from their parents and separate them from a husband and wife. How dare he? How dare he? This oppressor, that's what this oppressor does, though, man. This oppressor here is just to put his foot on your neck. He's not here for nothing else. If anybody says that they say they know a good oppressor out there, I don't know any of. I don't know any good oppressor, because all I see is the oppressor doing wrong. That's all I see. That's all I see. That's why they don't have no peace, man. That's why they have issues of their own. They have issues of their own, so they're trying to oppress you. They can't get along, so they don't want there's no way that you can get along with your people. Because every time you want to try to get along with your people and try to get with your people, they want to oppress you. That's what they do, man. That's what they do. They want to oppress you. It ain't America if you ain't getting oppressed. I can tell you that. And everybody was happy about Joe Biden and well, what's the East Indian name? Kamala Harris getting elected, and they're not gonna do nothing but be worse than Donald Trump, because now you thinking that the oppression is over, and they gonna start some new oppression on you, and that oppression is gonna be even worse. It's gonna be even worse. At least with Donald Trump, you know that if you grab that snake gonna bite you. Now you over here trying to grab. Now we over here trying to grab the another snake that we don't know if it's poisonous or not. But in I.S.U.P.K, we know it's poisonous, and we're trying to warn you and tell you that snake is poisonous. That snake is gonna bite you right in your rear end. That's what we're trying to tell you. One oppressor and Kamala Harris ain't nothing but an East Indian anyway. She's another oppressor, just another oppressor. And one oppressor, so y'all gonna switch one oppressor for another oppressor. Good night. Good night. Good night. Now it ain't a snake up there. Now it's a Now it ain't no snake up there. Now it's a scorpion. Not a scorpion gonna sting you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It ain't just a snake biting you no more. Now it's a snake biting you and a scorpion stinging you. Yeah, you got to get both of them. You got to get both of them. Will we ever learn our lesson, Israel? Only time will tell. But I mean, I know the I.S.U.P.K is swelling. The I.S.U.P.K is getting more brothers every day, and more brothers every day. Every day, more sisters every day. Every day, because we're tired of this oppression. We're tired of this oppression, and I.S.U.P.K is a safe haven. That's what it is. It's a safe haven for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And we proud to turn away anybody else that's not a Black, Hispanic, and Native American. We happy to ask that question. What's your nationality? Or we give you that look. What's your nationality? And they would say, "Oh, I'm a little bit of everything." And what's your father's nationality? He's a little bit of everything. And what's his father's nationality? And what's his father's nationality? We get good and deep into it. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. And if you can't, and if you don't know, come to class. If you don't know, come to class and let's see if your spirit can bear can bear us bring out all the tricks and scandals from the other nations that they plague upon our people. Come to class. We'll only time will tell, but we'll see. We'll see we'll see if you understand. If you understand, then hey, welcome, brother. But if you don't, you need to go. You need to get on somewhere. Because this ain't for you. Because the Bible ain't for everybody, and this ain't for everybody. I'm gonna jump back into the scripture. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts." This is Jeremiah 50:33. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts: the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together." So you were oppressed together, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. And it says, "And all that took them captives." Excuse me. And it says, "All that took them captives held them fast." So all the nations held us captive. And then they held us. They wouldn't let us go nowhere. Just like just like now. If we want to go to another country or something like that, we need a visa and a passport because our slave master needs to know what country we go to. So we're still not free, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. I don't care how big of a house you got. I don't care where you live at, who you live next to. You're not free, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. You're not. You're not. Everywhere you go, your oppressor has to know. Your oppressor has to know where you going, who you gonna be with, what other slave master you going to go visit. Because he don't want to take his hands away from you, man. Because you're the reason why the so-called oppressor in America is so rich. Because let's just take it from slavery point of view. If they had to pay somebody for all that free labor that they were getting, right? They would just now be connecting the railroads from east to west. They would just now be having to connect the railroads. But since you did all that work, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, for free, right? They was able to connect those railroads and what's the word? Not Emancipation Proclamation. Manifest Destiny. They was able to go from east to west, from sea to shining sea, like the song say. Because you did all that work for them, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, Israelite. You did all that work for them, Israel, for free. For free. That's what you did. You work for free. Hell, we work for free. I'm not gonna take myself out of that. We worked for free. We all worked we worked for free for them. That's what we did. 200, 300 years working for free. Imagine they had to pay somebody for all that labor. If they had to pay us for all that labor, man, we'd be richer than they are. But we are richer than they are because the kingdom of heaven belongs to you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. You're promised that kingdom. Nobody else is promised that kingdom but you. Stop giving it to everybody else. Be selfish with your promises, man. When God promised you, when the Most High promised you something, be selfish with that, black man. That's yours. That's nobody else's but yours. And you better be acting like a guard dog for that. What's your nationality? Hold on. I don't know if that was given to you. Let me check my records. Let me check my records. No. When I see the kingdom of heaven, all I see is those 12 tribes of Israel on those gates. I don't see everybody. I don't see no gate for no Edomite. Ain't no gate for no Edomite on those written on the gates of heaven. You know what I mean? Ain't no gate. Ain't none for no Ammonite, no Moabite, none of that. No Elamite, no Ishmaelite, no Hamite, none of that. Ain't none of those are for anybody else besides the 12 tribes of Israel. We're gonna jump back into it. And it said, All that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go. So they refuse to let you go, black man. They don't want to let you go because they don't. If they let you go, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, right? Who's gonna build those skyscrapers in New York? They let you go, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Who's gonna work? Who's gonna work in their hospitals? Right? Who's gonna work in their hospitals? Who's gonna become the doctors that save lives? Black man, Hispanic man, who's gonna do that? Because your woman is the one that's graduating nursing school, right? Those Hispanic brothers are the ones that's working on everybody's cars, right? Who's gonna feed them? Who's gonna feed them? Because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the number. Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans are the number one are the number one demographic graduating culinary school, right? I know because I'm one of them. But who's gonna feed them? Right? Who's gonna feed them? Nobody want none of their food anyway. If it ain't a Black, Hispanic, and Native American cooking in the back, I don't want to go. I'm gonna tell you that, and that's a fact. And y'all know that. We know that. Nobody's doing Mexican food better than Grandma Abuela in the back. Nobody's doing Mexican food better. Nobody cooks soul food better than Sister Jenkins. Ain't nobody cooking no soul food better than Sister Jenkins. Come on, man, stop it. You know what I mean? Stop that. Nobody's cooking better food. There's no soul food better than Sister Jenkins. Like is and it goes on and on all throughout America in every place of business. In every place of business. Nobody's out working a Black, Hispanic, and Native American. And that's just real deal Holyfield. Nobody's out working us. Imagine basketball. Who wants to watch a basketball game with no LeBron James? Who wants to watch a basketball game with no James Harden? Who wants to watch a basketball game with no Black, Hispanic, and Native American? No, that's one boring ass game. Think about the Super Bowl coming up. Well, what would the Super Bowl be without no Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans? One boring ass game. Even they got a sister now in tennis. Right now, we're not talking about Serena and Venus Williams. We're talking about there's another sister, a Haitian sister, that's playing tennis. She makes the sport interesting. I ain't watched a tennis match ever, but I watched her tennis match. I was in there trying to follow low, like, yeah, go girl, you go girl. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Golf was born without Tiger Woods. I'll tell you that. All right, let's move on. So since we're oppressed together, right? I'm going to show you how the Most High may let these heathen nations come upon you and overtake you. So we're gonna start with Deuteronomy 21. We're gonna start Deuteronomy 28:1. And it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So if you listen unto the voice of the Lord thy God, right? If you hearken diligently, so that means if you listen, right, steadily to the Lord, to the Most High God, listen, just put that little extra ear to the Most High. Give the Most High a little extra understanding. Okay. So when you say this, that you mean that. Okay, so if you hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord God will set thee on high above all nations on the earth. So if you listen to the Most High, he would have set you on high above all nations on the earth. Above all nations on the earth. That's what he would have did if you would have listened. If we would have listened to the Most High God, he would have set us on high above all the nations of the earth. But since we didn't listen to the Most High God, he didn't set us on high. We are underneath all nations of the earth for no reason, because we don't want to listen. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with listening to the Most High God, because when you listen to him and understand, you have better health. You have better, you don't suffer with those depression that everybody goes through. You know what I mean? We're not depressed here in the I.S.U.P.K. You should come in and get with us to find out why we're not depressed, because we understand what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? Some people get depressed because they don't know what's going on in the world, but we know what's going on in the world. So we don't get depressed. We might get down in the dumps because we see our people in the ghettos, and we see our people falling for, going to go vote and falling for the tricks of Babylon the Great and the devil. But we don't get depressed about it. But we do feel down, and it makes us go out there and yell that the oppressor is the devil. It makes us go out there and yell that, because we get so angry, because oppression sure does what make a wise man mad. So when you're wise and you get oppressed, yeah, you get upset. You get upset. So now we're going to jump down to 15, Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And it says, but it shall come to pass that if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So if you don't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, right, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. So he commanded it. The Most High commanded it. He didn't ask. He didn't suggestion. He didn't say, oh, can you please do this? No. Not my power. My power commands that. And he gets angry about it too. He said, you better do this. Excuse my French. You better do this. You better get down with the get down. If you don't get down with the get down, I will curse you. I will destroy you and your seed forever. That's what he says. He said, if you don't do this, I'll do this. But if you do this, I'll give you this. It's just like any good father. He give you rewards and punishments. Rewards and punishments, like any other, like any great father out there. Like any great father out there. Let's keep going. To observe, to do all his commandments and statutes, right, which I command thee this day. So he commanded you this day to do all his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what the Most High did. That's when he brought you out of the land of Egypt. And I don't see how we came out of the land of Egypt, right? And we seen all that killing being done, and we see all these great miracles being done when he opening the Red Sea, and we walking through the Red Sea, then he closed it up on Pharaoh. I don't see that. I don't see how, and then we was getting bit by the serpents. And then the Most High created a serpent and raised it up. And then he raised the serpent up, and whoever seen the serpent didn't get bit by the snakes, or they were healed from their snake bites. That is, and now we get to Deuteronomy, and he's telling you what's going to happen, and if you don't listen to keep the commandments, right? It's going to overtake thee, right? The curses. And then we still don't believe that, Israel. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, because in all my understanding now, hell, once I learned what was going on in the world, and like it made me change my whole life. Made us in the I.S.U.P.K understand something. You feel me? If you don't understand anything, understand this. You heard me? You know, if you don't understand anything, understand this. If you have an ear, let him hear. And I don't understand how all blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans do not understand this, because we're at the bottom of the bottom. Everything that happens to us, and it doesn't happen to everybody else, I don't see how we still have any passion or compassion for everybody else and no compassion for each other. I don't see how blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans still at each other's throat. I don't see how I don't see that when we are oppressed all together at the same capacity. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand how Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans still have beef, Black and brown. We need to work on Black and brown relations. That's what we need to work on, Black and brown. I'm so I.S.U.P.K. When I see BLM, I'm thinking it was a Black Latino movement. that's how I.S.U.P.K. I am. You know what I mean? I'm it says, but it means Black Lives Matter. I thought BLM thought Black Latino movement. I was like, yeah, we coming together like I said. Nah. It said it was Black Lives Matter. That malarkey, all that bulls. You know what I mean? I'm thinking blacks and browns coming together finally. I was like, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know, and they had to correct me at the protest. I was like, oh, okay. You know, I'm out there looking slow, but that's how I.S.U.P.K. I am. All right, let's get back into Deuteronomy 28:15. And it says, the voice of the Lord thy God to observe and to do all his commandments, not some of his commandments, not a little bit, all of his commandments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses, not blessings, curses, because if we didn't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, he was going to bring all these curses upon us. And the curses are a good thing or a bad thing, Israel? It's a bad thing. Of course it's a bad thing. Curses are a bad thing, Israel. Curses are not good things. Curses are not good things. That's why they call it a generational curse. Because it's cursing us. It's nothing good about it. It's cursing us. He said, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So it's going to come upon us and overtake us. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. And that's why we're still in the ghettos of America today. That's why today we're the last hired, first fired. Excuse me. And then now let's get into some of these curses. We just going to give a brief. Maybe one day I'll go deep into these curses, because these curses when you get deep into these curses, man, they got curses for the Southern Kingdom, the Northern Kingdom, and then they got curses for both of them together. You know what I mean? Because there's some things that happen to the Northern Kingdom that did not happen to the Southern Kingdom. There's some things that happen to the Hispanics that did not happen to the blacks, and there's some things that happen to the blacks that did not happen to the Hispanics. But all these curses did come upon us and overtake us. I can tell you that. Whether you Black, Hispanic, or Native American, you got these curses. And the world did not get these curses, because the world did not get their name changed. And the world, let's get into it. This is Deuteronomy 28:48. And it says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. So he said, you're going to serve your enemies, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger. So in hunger, the Lord's going to send. So the Lord sent your enemies against you in hunger. So can I ask you a question? If you want to go out there and go hunt your food, right? You have to wait for a certain season to hunt your food. Unless you're in Texas and you want to go hunt wild boar, and that's not food. Wild boar is not food. The wild boars are used to clean up the earth. They're used they're scavengers on the earth. They're used to eat everything on the earth that everything else doesn't eat. That's what wild boars are used for. But there's no season for hunting wild boars. You can hunt wild boars all year long. All year long, you want to hunt wild boars. Except you Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans don't hunt no wild boars. That's against the laws, statutes, and commandments to hunt wild, to touch dead carcass of a pig, a swan. You don't want to do that. That's nasty. Ew, leave that alone. Leave that for the heathens. Let the heathens do that. Let the heathens go do what they do with swine and all that. You just make sure you don't do it. You just make sure you don't do it. But as what about McDonald's? You don't own McDonald's. You don't own McDonald's. You don't own Burger Kings. You don't own any grocery stores, no Kroger's, no HEBs, no Fiestas. You don't own that. That's not owned by your people. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's not owned by your people. It's owned by heathens. What about Church's Chicken? As much chicken as black folks love to eat, we don't own no chicken spots. Only people that own chicken spots are the Arabs. We don't own no fried chicken spots. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Why don't Big Mama own a chicken spot? Can't nobody cook fried chicken better than Big Mama anyway. Can't nobody cook fried chicken better than Big Mama anyway. So we don't own no way to feed ourselves. We don't own no way to feed ourselves. Good and the water Brakatha Yahweh Shah for Commander General Yohana. For Commander General Yohana, because Commander General Yohana is buying up land and cows and animal and chickens, so we can feed ourselves when the grocery stores go out of business because of Corona. Thank God for Commander General Yohana, because he's still feeding blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to this day. All around the world, he's feeding them. And he's finding more ways to feed them and more ways to get resources to them through the I.S.U.P.K, man. Like Commander General Yohana, he has a cape. He needs a cape. He's the real superhero. He's a real superhero. Commander General Yohana is a real superhero. He's a real superhero out here. I still don't see how he does it. But hey, I'm just here to learn. I'm just here to learn and then teach what he teaches us. That's what we're here to do in the I.S.U.P.K. He tells us what to do, and we do it. Hey, I'm fine with that. And it says, and therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst. Right? So in thirst. So when we drink bottled water, right? You go get bottled water. No, your people don't own those bottling companies. Your people don't own where we go get the water, where they go get the water from. Hell, you can't even collect rainwater here without the white man putting his foot down your neck and giving you a fine for it. Rainwater, water that comes from the earth, that comes from the sky. You can't even collect that, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Can you fathom that in your head? Can you understand that? Can we understand that? That water that falls from the sky, you can't even collect it, purify it, and drink it, and you and your family drink it. It's not like you're trying to sell it to nobody. You're just trying to drink it for you and your family, right? And you can't even do that without getting a fine. Good night. The white man is the devil that the Bible speak of. He's the devil that the Bible speak of, because he won't let you collect rainwater. You can't even collect rainwater from outside. That's how evil this man is. He won't let you collect rainwater without giving you a fine. Like, what's so bad about that? What's so bad about you collecting rainwater? There's nothing wrong with you collecting rainwater. He just don't want nobody to have no water. He's don't want nobody to get to it before he do. So it says, and in thirst and in nakedness. So black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, we used to go out there and pick that cotton, right? So why come my shirt, right? How come nobody can just go out there and pick the cotton and make the material for my shirt? Why come we can't do that? Does anybody own any cotton gins? The cotton gin was made by a black man. And now we don't know what a cotton gin is. That's how displaced we are from a couple hundred years ago. A couple hundred years ago, I bet you we was able to take that cotton and twist it and take that cotton and pick that cotton and then twist it and make clothing for it. But nowadays in 2021, we can't even do that. We can't even do that because we got sisters twerking all on doing a busted challenge on Facebook instead of learning how to make that how to make that cotton into textiles and make clothes. They want you to spend your hard-earned money instead of them learning how to do it because they want to do busted challenges. I can't believe it. I can't believe in 2021 that a black woman, Hispanic woman, Native American woman still want to do these sexualized challenges. Talking about all y'all do is sexualize black women, Hispanic women, Native American women, but then they on Facebook twerking every day, doing busted challenges every day. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say something about it. Don't get me started. I'm gonna say something about it. You need to go in there and learn how to make them biscuits from scratch. That's what you need to do, because in 2021, when they shut down the stores and they start shutting down everything, black women, black and Hispanic women, y'all gonna need to earn y'all place too, because the men gonna be out protecting. The men gonna be out going to go get food for y'all to cook. So y'all need to learn how to cook that stuff. Y'all need to learn how to, yes. When it comes to a nation, it's not just the man that gotta step up. The woman gotta step up too. The woman has to step up too. She got to do things too. She can't just be around here just busting it down everywhere for no reason. You know what I mean? They can't. Hello. Somebody got to be a teacher of the child while the man is out. While the men is out handling business. While we on the streets waking up the nation and doing all this stuff, y'all got to do something too. We got to do. That's why we got to do it together. They always talk about a woman, a black woman can raise a child and this, that. No. It's a man and a woman that's supposed to raise the child. It's a man and the woman that's supposed to raise the child. Y'all supposed to do that together. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, and woman. Y'all supposed to do that together. Y'all come together and do that. It's not just the woman by herself or the man by himself. It's not. Y'all supposed to do that together. Y'all supposed to come together and do that. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a family. Not just, you're not supposed to be separate. How you gonna be? I'm tired of these women talking about they're independent. How you gonna be independent and in a relationship with a man? How does that work? How you independent but in a relationship with a man? You have relationships is you have to be dependent on somebody, just like the man got to be dependent. Y'all got to work together as a family, as a whole, as a unit. You know, like together. You know what I mean? Y'all can't be too separate. Y'all can't be too separate in a relationship. Y'all got to be together in a relationship. Y'all got to come together in a relationship. You know, y'all got to come together and be one flesh. Delicious. Y'all got to come together and be one flesh. All right, but back on topic. And it says, and in thirst, right? And in nakedness. So that's the clothing. And in want of all things. So in want of all things. So if you die today and you want to bury, black woman, you want to bury your husband in the back of y'all house where y'all would, that's y'all's, right? You can't do that because that's illegal. So you have to go get a death certificate in want of all things. What about toilet paper? If that man wanted to call, says for America, for it to be legal, so-called legal, if that man wanted to call you his woman, right, he would have to go down to the courthouse and sign sign a paper. No. That's not how God said it's supposed to be. That's not how God said it's supposed to be. That's not how God said it's supposed to be. So that's what you have to. That's what you have to go under. You go under in America, but you don't have to go under that in America, because once you have sex with that man, black woman, that is your man. You must listen to him. You must listen to him. You opened your box and submitted to him that way. So submit to that. So be kind enough to submit to that brother. And I said kind enough to submit to that brother because he can't take your submission. You have to give it. You have to give your submission. So you wanted to submit to him, with to open your legs to him. So submit to him when he tell you to go do something. It's that simple, black woman. And black men, quit having sex with these with your sisters, right? Making babies with them and leaving them. No, we don't leave our women. We don't leave our women in Israel. We struggle with that black woman. We struggle with that black woman. So if you want to, so if you want the box, prove yourself to get the box and take care of that woman, man. Take care of that woman. Guide her the right way. Don't be guiding her to go sell her box or go do something wicked like that. That's not what you do, black man, Hispanic man. You got that woman the right way. Why don't you tell her? Why don't you tell her to go to school and get a nursing degree? Because Israel always need more nurses. You know what I'm talking about? Israel always need more nurses. You know, we always need more women in business. Hell, Commander General Yohana send women to college all the time. All the time, he send women to college and go get degrees and stuff like that. Hell, be a guiding light like that, black man. Show your woman the correct way to do things properly. Show her. Be a leader in the community. Once she see you on the corners going out there speaking against the devil, she gonna be like, oh yeah, I got me one of them warriors. That's how she gonna feel. And then she gonna want to do things for you, black man. She gonna want to do things for you. She's not just going. She ain't gonna be disrespecting you, saying crazy things to you. Nah. Not once she see you out there and the respect that the other brothers got for you. Nah. And okay, so and it says in one of all things, and he, meaning the enemy that the Most High sent against you, shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So he put a yoke of iron around your neck. I don't know if y'all brothers ever seen those pictures with a whole bunch of slaves lined up and they got a yoke of iron on everybody's neck connecting each other. But that's what a yoke of iron is. And some of them used to have bells on their neck. So when they tried to run away and be a runaway slave, their bells will ring and the slave master come out and find them. Oh yeah. They get wicked. That's what I call them. I call it wicked. That's wicked. That's wicked. That's why earlier in Jeremiah 50 and 33, it said they won't let you go. Because they wouldn't let you go, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. They wouldn't let you go. They still won't let you go. They just won't let you go. And yeah, that is wicked. Only the devil will think of something so wicked and evil. That's why we call him the devil, a deceiver, because he's the devil on this planet. Nobody else is gonna think of something like that. Nobody else is gonna think of something like that, especially and then to make it worse, right? They took your name away from you, right? They took the name away from you because we had names that praised the Most High, and they took a name out of you, and then we wouldn't give up those names. They'll beat you until you gave up the name, until you told them the name that they wanted you to have. Ain't that a damn shame? We all seen Roots. We all seen the movie Roots, and we all seen how that happened. How he was like, well, his name was Kunta. I don't even believe that's a Hebrew name. Kunta probably one of them old African names because they want you to believe that you African, but you ain't really African. You a Hebrew. You know, tomorrow you a Hebrew. But he beat that name out of him and gave him Toby. Toby. We don't want your white slave master. We don't want your slave master name. We don't want that name. I want Kabar. That's what I want. I want Kabar. What about y'all? What name do y'all want? I want Kabar. That's the name that was bestowed upon me upon my spirit. Is Kabar. That's the name I want. You know, that's the name I want. And it said, until he have destroyed thee. So when were you destroyed, black man? When were you destroyed? You destroyed in slavery, and then only 40 years after slavery, we came together with blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and we created Black Wall Street, Seneca Village, Durham, North Carolina, Rosewood, Florida, um, um, and most of them go on. We were discovering, we were creating great communities and pockets of community 40 years away from slavery. We was creating those. And then what happened then? White man became the devil again, and seen that we were going to be greater than them. And they came and destroyed those. They came and created crafty council, right? And destroyed and started destroying those beautiful cities that we were creating. In Seneca Village, they want to put Central Park there, so they started conniving ways on how to get us out of our land there. In Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they dropped bombs on them. In Rosewood, Florida, they said that in Rosewood, Florida, there was a white woman that said a black man came through and raped her, and then they came and destroyed Rosewood, Florida. They put drugs all in Durham, North Carolina, right? That's why we call the oppressor the devil, because that's what the devil does. He won't let you be great. He always has to have a foot on your neck. Always. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, he has to have a foot on your neck. And if it wasn't for the I.S.U.P.K, these things probably would be lost to the black community. But because the I.S.U.P.K, we refused to let that happen, and we keep our history. We're gonna bring out that history. It's Black History Month. So they say. But we're gonna bring out that history. That's what we're gonna do, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. We're gonna bring our history to you, and we're gonna let you run with it. Because we gonna run with it as much as we can run with it, but we're gonna let you run with it, black man. We're gonna let you get angry, and so you can get behind in the I.S.U.P.K and get these get these ranks up. Because that's what you do when you get mad. When you get mad, oppression makes a wise man mad, and when black men get mad, they gather together. That's what they do. I know that for a fact. They gather together, and once we stop gathering together with gangs, and we start gathering together in the righteousness of the I.S.U. with the righteousness of the I.S.U.P.K under the commandments of the Heavenly Father, after that, this is it. We're gonna take off. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take off, and we're gonna have brothers all around. We already got brothers all around the world, but once we get some more brothers that's gonna take rank and get an indignation under their butt, get a fire under their butt, and get ready to do this work. Hell, y'all better look out. Because ain't nothing more dangerous than a brother that love his people. Ain't nothing more dangerous than a brother that love his people, because a brother that love his people will go out in the rain, in the snow, in the sleet, like Captain Yatazak say, and go teach and go have camp. We'll go have camp in the rain. It'd be out there raining. We'd be out there having camp. Brothers like Captain Yatazak got that fire under him, and he give everybody else that fire up under him too. Y'all know what I mean. Okay, so this Deuteronomy 28 and 49. Let's jump back. I get to it. I'm getting off topic because I love my people. So when I get to speaking, I get to teaching. The Lord shall bring and it says, this is 49. And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far. So since we didn't listen to the Lord's statutes, the law, statutes, and commandments, the Lord brought a nation against us from far. Does anybody know what that nation is? Anybody know what that nation is? Yeah, this is a so-called oppressor here in Babylon the Great. Y'all know who they are. Against thee from far, from one end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. What what nation represents themselves as the eagle? Those Edomites. Those Edomites always represent themselves as the eagle because the eagle always has to fly high and see everything. So that's what that's what the white man wants to do. White man wants to see everything like he's the most high. But he ain't the most high. He just wants to act like the most high. That's why we call him the devil. That's why we call him the devil, because he wants to see everything like the most high, but he's not the most high. He wants to be as the most high, but he's not the most high. Can't be the most high. He's not the most high. He just wants to be like the most high, but he's not the most high. He can't be the most high. You want to know why he can't be the most high? He's just not. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's just not the most high. He's just not. Because the most high is not wicked and evil. But the Edomites, they are wicked and evil. They are. There's nobody on this planet that murdered more, raped more, lied more. Nobody on this planet is as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shall not understand. That's why we call it a slave language. And yes, Spanish is a slave language also. Spanish is a slave language. Dutch, French, all that are slave languages, man. English, slave languages, man. Those are slave languages. That's not what we speak. We speak the Lashawan Kwadash, the holy tongue, the separate tongue. Lashawan Kwadash. And it behoove all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to learn that. Ain't nobody else speaking that on this planet. Nobody else speaking the Lashawan Kwadash on this planet except the I.S.U.P.K. The I.S.U.P.K is the only one that's giving you a nationality, a language, a food to eat. You know what I mean? Because Passover come, you got to eat some lamb and some unleavened bread. The I.S.U.P.K is giving you a heritage, a culture, somewhere you can dwell, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. That's what the I.S.U.P.K is giving you. So why don't you come join these ranks and get in class and understand and understand what it takes to bring a nation back? Because that's what we doing. We bringing a whole nation. We getting a whole nation in order. That's right. That's right. We're under the Most High, Christ, man, woman, child. We getting in rank and order. That's right. That's right. We getting in rank and order, and for all you fake Israelite groups, y'all are out of rank and order. If the school was left to Commander General Yohana and you left that, you left rank and order. You out of rank and order. You need to get back in rank and order. That's what that's what we need to do. We need to get back in rank and order, because once we get back in rank and order, hell, ain't nothing can stop us after that. Nothing can stop us after that. The white man got his rank in order. Asians got their rank in order. Africans got their rank in order. Ishmaelites got their rank in order. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, you get your rank in order also. Get under rank and order. Talking about can't nobody tell me what to do. Hell, in I.S.U.P.K, any higher ranking man can tell me what to do. And then I'm here to serve the younger ranking men that's under me. I'm here to serve them. Hell, we don't know anything but Khan Adawan Khan, sir. Especially when it's wartime. Y'all like that, right? Especially when it's wartime. Khan Adawan Khan, sir. Yeah. And black woman, ain't nothing wrong with you, Khan Adawan Khan and your man. Khan Adawan Khan, sir. Do what he says. Khan Adawan Khan, sir. It's that simple. It ain't even hard. Khan Adawan Khan, sir. I Khan Adawan Khan all the time. Khan Adawan Khan, sir. Khan Adawan Khan, sir. Take my checking like a man. If I get checked, then keep on pushing. Learn from it. That's it. Now we're going to jump to Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And it reads, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. So the Lord scattered you among all people, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. He scattered you among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other. So he scattered you from one end of the earth to the other. He scattered you all across this place because we wouldn't hearken and do what he said. Because we thought commandments meant suggestions. It's not no suggestions. It's a commandment. He commanded that thing. He told you what to do. And you should have gone out of one. We should have gone out of one concert, but we didn't con out of one concert. So that's why we live in the hells of North America and the hells over all the earth. And we have to bring ourselves back. That's why. That's why we have to bring ourselves back, because we didn't want to listen. We didn't want to listen. He gave us a king, right? Because we wanted a king. And then we wouldn't even listen to the king. Then the king came, we said crucify him. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And then now we voting. How you gonna vote? But everybody say they believe in Christ, but you voting for a president. How you gonna vote? How you gonna have a king and a president? How selfish are we? Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. We want a king in Christ, and we want a president, and we want a vice president. We want everything, but we don't want to do what the Most High say. How we want everything, but we don't want to do what the Most High say. That's just like your kids saying they want this and they want that, but then when you tell them to clean the house, but then when you get home, the house ain't clean, and then you still got to give it to them. No. The Most High don't have to give us nothing. The Most High don't have to give us nothing. That's why we need to act like we need to act like it's our last hope. We need to act like that. We need to, yes, sir, whatever you say, sir. And we need to make sure we do it extra. We do the extra. If he say don't eat pork, hell, don't even look at it. If he say don't eat shrimp, crab, lobster, hell, don't even look at it. With somebody eating shrimp, crab, you should throw that thing on the floor like, ugh, that thing away from me. We don't want that. The Most High don't like it. I don't like it. That's how we should act. We should have a zeal for the Most High. That's how we should have it. Or we could continue to be cursed. Or we can continue to be cursed. And he said, from one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods. Yes, Christmas is the other god. Thanksgiving is the other god. Easter is another god. What's that thing that they when they talk about Leos and Cancers and all that, those are other gods. Thanksgiving is another god. Halloween is another god. 4th of July is another god. All of these other gods that we worship and the Most High gave you what to worship in Leviticus 20 in 23rd chapter. Passover is coming up. How many of us gonna celebrate Passover? I'm gonna celebrate it. Yeah, I'm gonna be in a building at B&H Ranch. Yep, April 24th. Yes, I'm gonna be there. Oh, the Zodiacs. Thank you, sis. Zodiacs. Those are other gods. Those are other gods. But I'm gonna be at Passover worshiping my power. That's what I'm going. That's what we're gonna be at April 24th. We're gonna be worshiping our power. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be in there pop locking it. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, we're gonna be in there. Oh yeah, that's right. Having a good old jolly nigga good time. We're gonna be in there. And I hope everybody come join us. I hope everybody come join us, because once you see that, brother, it's over with. You're gonna be done. You're gonna be like, yeah, I'm representing the I.S.U.P.K now. You know what I mean? To do your 90 days in all black, get you a Hebrew name, you ain't never gonna look back. Trust me. You ain't never gonna look back. You're gonna become an officer of 50, teach class, and all that. You're gonna be doing all that. I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you, brother. That's watch. Because that's just what comes. That's just what comes with rank and order. You're gonna learn your nationality. You gonna take the test. You're gonna be able to teach your nationality. You're gonna be able to teach your nationality. And then you're gonna want to go all over America, all over the world, teaching class and camp speakings and all types of different stuff come with it. All different stuffs come with it. You're gonna be ready to cut everybody. You're gonna bring the sword back wet. That's right. That's right. That's what you're gonna do, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. I can see the future. I see the future for you. But first you have to get it. But first you have to get in here and learn your nationality. First you have to get in here and learn. Once you get in here and learn, then you can go out there and teach. But first you have to learn. You have to be quiet. Shh. You know, that's what we learn as troopers. As troopers, we learn to shut our mouth and learn. Then you become an officer. Then your first camp speaking, you get up there, and after you're done, you to let your whole spirit go. You know, for real, you to let your whole spirit go. You know what I mean? And the same goes for every brother. We all start from the bottom as young men. We all start from the bottom. Then we work our way up. Everybody did it. Even Commanding General Yohana had to do it. He started from the bottom and he worked his way all the way up to Commanding General Yohana. And I bet you he got there by Khan Adawan Khanin, not thinking he was better than the next brother. By Khan Adawan Khanin and doing whatever he can do for his people. That's how he got there. Just like everybody else. And it says there, thou shalt serve other gods, which means you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, nor thy fathers. Your fathers didn't know these gods either. All these gods that we worship now, the most our fathers didn't know these gods. Somebody bring these around our forefathers. They're like, man, what the hell are you talking about? I serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the God I serve. I serve the Lord of Israel. What God you serve? Y'all serve the God of shrimp, crab, lobster, and pork. Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's the God they serve. That's the God they serve. They still can't tell you where these gods come from, but they serve them. I tell you that. Neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood, as in that Christian cross, and stone, and is in that Kaaba stone that's over there in Mecca. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. And we serve both of those. But you know what we don't serve? We don't serve our one true living Father. We don't serve the Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and one of those 12 sons. We don't serve the God of Israel. That's what we don't serve. That's what we don't serve, black man. The one true living power. We don't serve that no more. Why don't we serve that? Because we're under our oppressors, man. All together, we're under our oppressors. Christianity, Catholicism. We need to come back to the true Father. We need to come back to the Father. We need to stop worshiping these other gods. When the Most High gave you something to worship. Most High told you what to worship, gave you what to worship. Told you what to worship, gave you what to worship, told you how to worship it, when to worship it, where to worship it, what to look for when you worship it. And we still going against them. In 2021, we still going against them. all the Google, all the books, all the Google, all the books that we got, we still don't want to worship one we still don't want to go against the so-called norm. Here in I.S.U.P.K, we go against the norm. That's what we was born to do in I.S.U.P.K. We was born again to go against the norm. That's why we don't have none of our names that we had at our birth. We changed those. We got names like Kabar, means brother of the same mind. Names like my man Shemayawan means the Lord's hearing. Names like my man Ayalawan, which mean a strong tree, something I can lean on. Strong names like Captain Yatizak, firm. You know what I mean? Names like my brother Barakyai, blessed hands. You know what I mean? Like we got names that the Lord would be proud of, man. Ain't nobody proud of Dontrell, of Dante and Tyrone. Nobody's proud of those names. Those names are slave names, man. Get you an I.S.U.P.K, get an I.S.U.P.K, get in class, do your 90 days, man, and get you a Hebrew name, man. Get you a name like Tamakia, Malakatia. You know what I mean? Get you a name like Officer Karab. You know what I mean? Get you a name like Awan Yaala. Get you one of them strong names like Tazaryak. You know, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Captain Katazai, Officer Dawada. You know what I mean? Get you one of them strong names. You know what I mean? One of them Hebrew names. You know what I mean? Those are more appealing to the world anyway. And them all them other names, man, is just malarkey. Nobody wants them names. Nobody wants them names. You know what I mean? We want good, cold, old-fashioned Hebrew names. You know what I mean? Something strong. Make you feel like a warrior. Make you feel like, chop something. You know what I mean? We don't want them other names, man. Them other names ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Scratch that. We're gonna go to Psalms 147 and 2. Because also the Most High gave you the Most High took his names away from you. He took his culture and history and his lineage away from you, right? He also gonna bring you back. That's what the Most High is gonna do. The Most High is bring you back right now as we speak. The whole fact that I'm here holding class and telling you about the Lord power of Yahweh of Israel, right? Right, is the whole fact that he's bringing us back, right? So here's one Psalms 147 and 2. It says, "The Lord built up Jerusalem." He does build up Jerusalem. That's right. Wherever Jerusalem is at, wherever Israel is at, he's building that up. That's why America's so great right now, because Israel's here. It's not great because the so-called white man is the coldest with the bombs and then no. The reason why America's great is because we're here. Because you here, black man. Because we here. That's why America's great. And the Most High won't let nothing happen to us. The Most High won't let nothing happen to us. Even in all of our wickedness, he won't let nothing happen to us. He still got his hand over us. That's why the worst thing happened on the planet to you, black men, to us, black men, Hispanic men, Native American men, and we still here calling the white man the devil. We still here prophesying against these nations. We still here. We still here. We got names like Kabar. You know what I mean? We got names representing our Heavenly Father. And it says, the Lord doth build up Jerusalem. He gathered together the outcast of Israel. He gathered us together, the outcast of Israel. The brothers and sisters that he was like, I don't want you no more. He was like, yeah, come back. You was an outcast, now you not no more. Your name is Kabar. Your name is Shemayawan. Your name is Ayalawan. Your name is Cap Nyatazak. Those are your that's your name. That's your name now. Your name is no longer what it was. He gave you a name that you could be proud of, that you could live up to. He gave you new names and a new spirit. He wants you to be stronger than what you was. He wants you to be a new man, new wine in a new vessel and everything like that. He wanted you to be born again. So you ain't no longer what you used to be. You something new now. You something new now. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. You can always change what you was and become something new. And then when they call you your slave name, tell them, now that ain't my name no more, man. My name Kabar, man. That was you tell them, my name Kabar, man. You know what I mean? I killed that dude. I killed that guy. That guy dead. You know what I mean? And this me now. This is new me. You know what I mean? Ain't I so beautiful, my bird? That's what look like you. That's what it is. You know what I mean? You got birds and you growing your hair out and getting braids, wearing war scarves and warrior bands, and you know what I mean? Working out, all types of, working out now, getting your little swole on, you know what I mean? Because now you in the Lord's army, so now you got something to work. Now you got something to work out about. Because now you in the Lord's army. You know what I mean? You ain't on the corner with the homeboys waiting to whoop on somebody now. Now you in the Lord's army and you doing this for your nation. So now I give you a reason to be better. It give you a reason to be the greatest. You know? Now you out here doing what the Lord require. You know what I mean? You're not missing camp. You're not missing class. You teaching class. No matter how you feel. You out here doing the Lord's work. You know? Once you start doing the Lord's work and the Lord pick you up from your shoulders, like, yeah, this is what I want. This is mine. This is my brother, right? This is mine right here. This is my child. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, And he throw you out in the wild. He be like, don't worry about nothing. I got you. Just do you. I got you. And you come back with a lion on your shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Come back with a lion on your shoulder, looking glorious in your garments. You know what I mean? Now we got gold teeth. You know what I mean? And golden belts, warrior boots. And you talking about, man, how you get all that? You know what I mean? Because the Lord was on, the Lord had his back. You know what I mean? So the Lord threw him out there. He found a lion, killed that, skinned it, made a glorious garment out of him. You know what I mean? That's what we looking for, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. That's what we want. Stop wanting everything to be so easy. Sometimes you got to struggle for it. Sometimes you got to go to war for it. Life is a war. Life is all about warfare. You war every day with your demons. You're gonna war every day with Christians. You're gonna war every day with your friends. You're gonna war every day with doing the right thing, doing the wrong thing. You're gonna war. So when you come to the I.S.U.P.K, prepare your soul for temptation. That's what we want, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. I don't look for the world. I don't look for anything to be easy. I look for everything to be rough. I look for everything to be a struggle. You know what I mean? Everything's a fight. Everything's a fight. I seen Captain Tazariak post something the other day. General Muhammad said he liked to fight. We all like to fight. Ain't that right? You know what I mean? We all like to fight. If we didn't like to fight, we wouldn't be in the I.S.U.P.K. That's a fact. That's a fact. Only brothers that's in the I.S.U.P.K. is brothers that like to fight every day. Whether you're fighting against your rib, whether you're fighting against your partners about coming into the I.S.U.P.K, whether you're fighting in the world about John 3:16 breakdown, whether you're fighting with your brothers about basketball, football. You know, that's what we do in the I.S.U.P.K. We fight. We fight. It's a war. It's all about warfare. Life's about warfare. So all you fake Israelite groups out there that don't want to fight or don't want to be have that warrior spirit. Hey man, I don't know what to tell you, man, because you're gonna come up against the I.S.U.P.K and lose. That's how things were done in the old times. They fought. In the old times, they fought about it. They had warfare about it in the old days. And ain't nobody coming up against the I.S.U.P.K that ain't taking no L's. But we ain't taking no L's over here. We ain't taking no L's over here. We're well studied. We're well trained. No L's. All we take is dubs in the I.S.U.P.K. Whether you want to go debate about it, whether you want to go sword fight, whatever, we taking dubs. We're taking dubs. That's how you know who the Lord is with. And they know who the Lord is with, man. They know who the Lord is with. That's why they don't try it no more. That's why they don't try it no more. Because all I do is fight. Whether we at camp, whether we on teaching class, whether we passing out flyers, I'm down for the fight. That's what I'm down for. I'm down for the fight. And my I.S.U.P.K brothers and sisters. That's what I'm down for. You know? That's what I'm down for. We're gonna go from there. We're gonna go to 1 Chronicles 16:35. and 35. And it reads, 1 Chronicles 16:35, and it reads, and say ye, save us, O God, of our salvation. So he's the God of our salvation. He was here for us. He's here for us. That's why he gave us dominion over the world and everything in it and everybody in it. Because he's the God of Israel. He's our God. That's why he's here. He said, "O God of our salvation, and gather us together." Gather us together. That's what we're here to do. We're here to gather ourselves together, because once we gather ourselves together and we put our all of our talents and everything together, there's nothing that can stop us. Especially when we get a brother like we get a father like Commanding General Yohana, and he put us all in place to do what we need to do and where we need to be at, and all the pieces together. And he just said, "Hey, I read the Bible, and the Most High put the Spirit upon me to put you where you need to be at, put you where you need to be at, put you where you need to be at." Hey, that's what it is. He put everybody, all the pieces together, and gather us together and deliver us from the heathen. And deliver us from the heathen. That's what it is. We deliver us from the heathen. Tell us what the heathen got in play for us. Because the Most High told him, he tells us, hey, this is what you need to get done. He gave us a list of medicines and foods to be getting, just in case when the time comes and they want to shut the whole world down again, the empire down, right? Commander General Yohana gave us that, and that's what we did. We got medicines and foods and soups and non-perishable foods and cleaning supplies, and we've been stocking up on them since last year, the year before last. Been stocking them up. And if you stop stocking up on those items that you need to start stocking back up on those items, because you never know what the world is coming to. You never know when they're gonna shut the grocery stores down again. You're gonna need food, so you need to get your deep freezers. Stock them up with meat and stock them up with everything that you need. Get your non-perishable items, get your medicines, get your cleaning supplies, and get all your ducks in a row. Get everything in order. That's what we need to do, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. We need to keep on getting our stuff in order, and then we need to get stuff for our nation. Because when they shut down them stores, you might be ready, but them other brothers might not be ready. The mother sisters might not be ready. The ones with 4-5 kids that need to eat. We need to be prepared to feed them too. Over a long amount of time, a long dispensation of time. We need to be ready to serve them too. We do. Ain't no such thing as half-stepping here in Israel, man. We full step. That's what we do. No such thing as half-stepping. So we got to look for food pantries. We got to go. Commander General Yohana already getting farmland for us and farm animals and stuff like that. So we're gonna need brothers out there to farm that land. We're gonna need sisters to know how to cook the food, how to make how to make different textiles and raw materials and clothing for the kids. We're gonna need these things. So it's time to get ourselves together, Israel. That's what it's time to do. That we may give thanks to the holy name, the separate name of the Most High, man. The Lord Power Yahweh. We give thanks to that. Because that's our power. Nobody else's power but ours. Can nobody serve that power but Israel? But us. And glory in thy praise. So we give him glory in our praises. When we do something good and people be like, oh man, that's a great thing you're doing. Hey, Most High in Christ. Because that's who that is. That's the Most High in Christ. That's not us. That's the Most High in Christ that got our back doing that. I wouldn't be ish without them, without the Most High and Christ. I wouldn't be nothing. Nothing. That's something the Christian don't give no praise to. You don't give no praise to the Most High, but we give all of our praises to the Most High. Everything that they say, oh yeah, you's a good man. They don't call me good. There's nothing good but the Most High. The Most High the only one that's good, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know where I would be. I wouldn't know where I would be. You know? From there, we're going to go to Deuteronomy 30:3. Oh, man. This is Deuteronomy 30:3. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity. So he's going to turn our captivity. You know what I mean? Because right now we're captives. But he's going to turn our captivity into what? And have compassion upon thee. He's going to have compassion upon us, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. So we was in captivity, but he's going to have compassion upon us. He's going to take us out of our captivity. Just like he says. Just like he says. And the fact that we the I.S.U.P.K is here now. And I'm Kabar, officer of 50 bands, you know what I mean? Out of San Antonio. The fact that we here now is the fact that he's taking us out of our captivity. You looking at it. You're looking at it happen, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Do not let it pass by you and you don't get in these ranks. Do not let it pass by you and you don't be like, hey, how can I put my brick in? How can I step foot in the I.S.U.P.K? How can I do this? Find the I.S.U.P.K near you and get in class. That's all you have to do. We're out of brother's doorstep. Call them about everything. Hey, man, but I'm Salaki. I didn't mean to bother you, sir. But what you doing? That's all you got. You don't even need nothing. You don't even have to need anything. Just what you doing? I didn't have nothing to do today, so I'm just calling to see and talk to you and see how I can put my brick in even further. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have nothing to do today, sir. I didn't have nothing to do today. I did everything I was supposed to do, and I still it's only 1 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was trying to call you and see what I can do to, you know what I mean, to make my day more full. To make the Lord look upon me and be like, I like that. I need that brother right there. I know the Lord might not need you, but you want him to think he do. I want the Lord to think he need me as much as possible. Like, yeah, you know what? I can't do this without Kabar. I just can't. You know, like, yeah. For real. The Lord don't need you, but you want the Lord to make him think he needs you. Hell. I want to be there because he don't have to give you the kingdom. He don't have to give you the kingdom. The next kingdom, he can just be like, yeah, whatever, and wipe the floor with you. But you want him to be like, nah, wait. Not him. I like him. He do what I want. You know what I mean? I like him. Oh no, and he ain't perfect, but he just right for me. You know what I mean? That's what you want the Lord to say. He just right for me. He, you know what I mean? I like to fight. He like to fight. We like to fight. You know what I mean? Because the Lord is a man of war. So all the Christians talking about, oh, he too rough and he too rugged and this, that. The Lord is rough and rugged just like we are. Just like we are. You like to fight, the Lord like to fight. Lord give you a 2-piece and a biscuit. You know what I mean? The Lord like to fight just like everybody, just like all of Israel like to fight. You know what I mean? They probably louder and obnoxious, just like we is. Oh no, man! You know what I mean? We always talk. O.J. Simpson, coldest running back in the most. I'll probably talk just like that, just like that. No, but I tell you, LeBron James, the GOAT. LeBron gonna get more ring than all this extra. You know how black folks talk. Oh yeah, high quality H2O. Make sure y'all drink y'all water. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all drink y'all water. And it said, the Lord will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee. And he said, and will return and gather thee from all the nations. So everywhere that the Lord scattered us upon us in Deuteronomy 28:64, upon the whole face of the earth, the Lord is going to gather us from all those nations. He scattered us upon those nations. He's going to bring us back from those nations. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. He brought us back from those nations. I like the Most High. The Most High is a man of his word. And from the beginning, he was going. He said that we was going to be in captivity. He was going to gather us away back into from all the other nations. And he's doing that right now. So you need to hold your word, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, because when he brought us out the land of Egypt, we begged him to bring us out of the land of Egypt, and he begged us, and we begged him to give us our name and set us on high, and he did that thing there. He did that thing there. He gave us a king and King Saul. He gave us a king and King David. He gave us a king and King Solomon. So now it's up to us to hold our to hold our word and keep the commandments. And be a guiding light to all these other nations. So we have to do that. We have to do that first. We have to hold our word. So while we holding our word, he's bringing us back and giving you his nationality and his nationality and his heritage back. The Most High is a man of his word. Be a man of yours. Be a woman of your word. Because we the same spirits from way back in the gap that was worshiping the golden calf, that he should have killed us then and not gave us no second chance, third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance. But he gave us all those chances. Then he gave us Christ, and we said crucify Christ. Now he's giving us another chance to come back to the Father again. And now this time it ain't gonna be no second chances. So you might as well gird up your loins now. Gird up your loins now. Get in this I.S.U.P.K, get in class, figure out how you can put your brick in and how you can serve the Most High correctly. You do that, hey, and we taking off. We taking off. That's what's gonna happen. We taking off. And ain't nothing gonna stop us. So he's going to gather us from all the nations, whither the Lord thy God has scattered thee. There it is again, where the Lord scattered you, he's going to gather us up from all nations. Give me Revelations 18:4. I'm gonna end it with this. I'm gonna end it with Revelations 18:4. This is one of my favorite scriptures, if you don't know. And it said, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Saying, come out of her, my people. That's possessive pronoun. So the Most High is telling you to come out of Babylon the Great. Come out of America. You want to vote for Kamala Harris. You want to vote for Joe Biden. Don't vote for them. Come out. Come away from that. You don't do nothing good by voting anyway. You have a king that the Lord gave to you. Worship that. Quit voting. Stop voting. You've been voting since the 60s. They never did nothing for you. Hell. Y'all gonna keep. Why do you know what insanity is? Insanity is the process of keep trying something to try to get a different result. Y'all are insane to keep voting. Why do you keep voting? Voting did nothing for you back then. It did nothing for you in the 90s. It's doing nothing for you now. You know what voting did? Voting brought crack to your neighborhood. That's what voting did. Voting brought drugs into your neighborhood. Voting brought the other nations into your neighborhood. That's what voting did. Voting brought nothing but destruction into your community, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Because before voting, before integration, you knew who your enemies was, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. So you couldn't go to the white man's diner. You had to support the Black man's diner. You couldn't ride the white man's transportation. You had to ride the Black man's transportation. You had separate schools. You couldn't go to the white man's school. You had to go to your school. It made you work for you. It made all those rich bourgeoisie Negroes that want to go to the white community have to stick in the Black community and put their money into the Black schools. That's what it did. That's what it did. But then integration come, so now they say that the Black schools ain't good enough. We want to go to the white schools. The Black diners ain't good enough. We need to go to the white diners. The Black transportation, bus transportation ain't good enough. We want to sit with the white folk. That's what it did. That's what it did. So it made you not support yours no more. It made you support theirs. So what happened to the Black diners? The Black diner closed down. The Black schools shut down or integrated. Really, I want a Black teacher and a black students. I want to go to the Black school. I don't want to go to the white school. I don't trust them. I want to go to the Black schools in the first place. Hell, how you gonna tell Black people that they schools ain't good enough when you should just be trying to make them schools better? Gonna tell them some you know what? Saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins." So, Black men, Hispanic men, Native American men, you don't want to be partakers of America's sins. You don't want that. You don't want that sin to be upon you. So, what you don't want the legalizing of homosexuality. You don't want that sin to be upon you, Black men. You don't want that voting sin to be upon you, Black man. You don't. Because once you be partakers of that sin, then when the judgment come, you got to be partakers of that judgment also. You don't want to be partakers of the judgment. Make sure you drink your water. But you don't want to be partakers of that judgment. He said, and that ye receive not of her plagues. You don't want to receive of Babylon the Great plagues, because war is coming to Babylon the Great. Destruction is coming to Babylon the Great. And you don't want to be a part of that, do you? I don't want you to be we don't want you to be a part of that. So that's why we're here crying aloud, telling you to join the I.S.U.P.K. so you don't receive parts of that. You could be actually part of the destruction by prophesying against it. You could prophesy against Babylon the Great, and the Most High take you up before all the destruction happened, and you get to watch the destruction instead of being a part of it. That's what that's what we're trying to do here in the I.S.U.P.K. And we want all of our people to come together under Christ, under I.S.U.P.K. That's what we want all our people to do. That's what we're doing here in I.S.U.P.K. We're teaching you how to teach. We're teaching you how to be ye separate. We're teaching you how to come out of America spiritually, physically, mentally, in the way America eats, we want you to be separate. In the way America thinks, we want you to be separate. In the way America they physically partake in sin, we want you to be separate. Hold on, I was gonna end on that. Let me end on this though. Zephaniah 2:1. It says, "Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired." That's you blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. You black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, y'all want to be ye separate, right? So he said, gather yourselves together away from America, away from Babylon the Great. Gather yourselves together, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Gather yourselves together. And with that ends Brotherhood class for San Antonio, I.S.U.P.K. Under Commander General Yohana, start out of 1 West 125th Street. And I am Officer Kabar out of San Antonio. I'm gonna leave you with this.
All jokes aside, you know, I niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, this and that for life. I'm gonna rest for life, nigga. This is blood oath. And yo, Madara, it go class for you, my nigga. 140 for the road. The world turned its back on me. I'm a crippling. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. On their way out, I tell you what. Don't pray for nothing, send a curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in the trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rankings given, have your respect to your oppressor. Be about your business, this Lord, this look. Trying to pick up with a blind foot. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. The devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like Van Pell. But ain't no getting off this game like you munchie. You take that office and Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times. It is death to us part. Look. So how you feel about this truth I done showed? This ain't the like you think, you nigga. I should won't. Even your own people go this song. And the Lord said they hate you for my name. So you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing. Ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital knives, murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. They pump smoke, never tried over it. They dead on my brother, be the dead. It's alright, on either phone or salute, my nigga. Salute, my nigga. Like, how you stay focused? I told him I'm motivated cause it's you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the sink. Now, I never do my niggas like Bishop did right here. Hold up. They under the MC. So they say she leave me, say she wanna let that love go. So I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth out the show? This ain't the life you think, you niggas. I should want even your own people go this home. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. That's shalom.